What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants video. Please forgive the appearance. I just got done with the gym. Before I go upstairs and eat something, because I'm dying of starvation here, I just watched Philly500's video about how Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. Here we go again. Here we go again. There's no secret. I'm not the biggest Daniel Jones believer, and I don't believe in Daniel Jones. A lot of people say I hate Daniel Jones. This is so far from the truth. I don't hate Daniel Jones. I just don't believe in Daniel Jones. He's had 3 years to prove himself. He's regressed every year. He hasn't been good. He can't stay healthy. And I have my reservations about him ever improving with the Giants. I think they're fair points. I'm not going to hate on people that do believe in him and think he could be a great quarterback. Giants fans are entitled to their opinion, and I respect your opinion whether you don't think he has a snowball's chance in hell or if you do think he can rise like a phoenix and become a top 10 quarterback in the league. I don't care. Everybody has a basis for their opinion on stuff, and that's fine. But the whole Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones thing, I talked about this in the comments videos. Like, I don't understand the point of comparing these two quarterbacks. Philly fans will sit there and tell you all day, Daniel Jones sucks, Daniel Jones is the worst quarterback in the league, Daniel Jones is terrible, blah, 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 blah. And then in the same breath, they're like, Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. Well, shouldn't you set the bar a little bit higher? Like, you really proving anything by saying he's better than one of the, what you guys called, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league? Does that make Jalen Hurts better? Does that make you feel better? Does that make you feel more confident? Because it doesn't make any sense at all. They're both pretty lousy. Let's be honest. Statistics, Philly500 wanted to bring up statistics. Statistics tell half the story. And I say this all the time. Statistics are fantastic for losers in fantasy football because when you lose a game, you're like, oh, look at his statistics. In fantasy football, obviously, you win on statistics alone. Daniel Jones, 10 touchdowns, 7 picks in 11 games. 10 touchdowns in 11 games, that's terrible. You're right, Philly500, that is terrible. I'm not going to sit here and deny that's horrible. Horrible. Jalen Hurts. 16 passing touchdowns in 15 games. Wow, that's huge. Wow, how much better can he be throwing the ball? 16 touchdowns in 15 games. Well, Baddog, that's a better percentage than Daniel Jones. Hey, you know, you're right. But this is the thing with Jalen Hurts. And any Eagle fan that actually watched the games will tell you this. He accrued half of his statistics when they were way behind. They were getting beat like 33-7 to the Raiders. He had 2 cheap touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They got crushed by the Cowboys. He got cheap touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They were getting beat 31-0 against Tampa Bay in the playoffs going into the fourth quarter when he had 2 cheap touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So his statistics come when the game's out of reach. What does he do when it actually matters? And those statistics aren't even good to begin with. And you want to talk about, well, it doesn't even include his rushing touchdowns. No, you're right. It doesn't include his rushing touchdowns. And he is everything I said he'd be coming out of Oklahoma. He's a good kid. He works hard, right? He's a good running quarterback. He can run. He can't throw. There's a reason that he transferred to Alabama to go to Oklahoma because he had to prove he could throw the ball, and we're better to prove he could throw the ball as a quarterback than a Big 12 with the best Big 12 team by a mile, and no defense in the Big 12. There's a reason Tua supplanted Jalen Hurts as a starter at Alabama. There's a reason that a freshman took over Jalen Hurts' starting spot at Alabama. There's a reason. I'll never understand the argument or the comparison. Like, I don't know what Philly fans are trying to prove by saying Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. I don't quite get it. The eyeball test tells you a lot. He doesn't throw the ball well deep. He does not have a strong arm at all, and he makes poor decisions. The New York Giants are a horrible football team. A horrible football team. But Daniel Jones has a lot to do with that. I'm not here to tell you he doesn't. But look at how bad the Giants' offense was with Daniel Jones, and look at what it was without him. They had no chance. You talk about how, the Eagles believe in Jalen Hurts. They went out and got all these weapons, and you mentioned Hassan Reddick. Well, that ain't going to help Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown will help him. But in the same breath, you also talk about how the Giants went out and got all the weapons for Daniel Jones last year, and they did do that. So obviously the Giants believed in Daniel Jones last year. And then you say, well, they didn't pick up the 5th-year option. Well, we have a new GM, and it would not make any sense for Joe Shane to handcuff himself next year with a quarterback that he didn't draft. That would make no sense for any GM to do that at all. So come on, man, use your head there. Of course they're not going to pick up the fifth-year option on him because he hasn't been good. He's been hurt. We'll see what he does this year. It's a different coaching regime. I think anybody that watches football knows that Joe Judge is pretty damn bad as a head coach. And I'm pretty sure everybody looks at the coaching staff of the New York Giants and says, that was pretty damn bad. I think they'd also look at the offensive line between Philadelphia and the New York Giants and say, well, Philadelphia had a pretty damn good offensive line. The Giants don't. And I'm pretty sure also people can say when Philadelphia was winning games, they were running the football as opposed to passing it. When they made Jalen Hurts pass the ball, they lost a lot of games. I just have to watch the game. Giants fans don't need to like the fact that I criticize Daniel Jones. That's fine. I only talk about what I see. When Jones plays well, I give him credit. If Jalen Hurts plays well, I give him credit. But if he plays bad, I'm going to criticize him. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Jalen Hurts has thrown the ball worse in a lot more games, or he's thrown the ball bad in a lot more games than he's thrown it good in games. That's just a fact. You can sit here and say he's better than Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones is ranked 21st. Jalen Hurts is ranked 25th. So what do you want? You want Daniel Jones ranked 25th and Jalen Hurts ranked 24th? And that make you feel good? I saw the list. I mean, they're both better than Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is not going to be good at all. Trevor Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence can be a very good quarterback in the NFL. I think Trevor Lawrence has a better skill set than Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts combined. We'll see what it equates to in the NFL. But I always just find the comparison amusing, and I don't know if it's because it is the Eagles and the Giants or what have you. You're not really pumping Jalen Hurts up here. You're not really setting the bar very high for Jalen Hurts by saying that he's better than Daniel Jones. At least when I was trying to convince myself Daniel Jones would be good, at least I compared him to decent quarterbacks. Well, no, I really didn't. I said he'd be better than Sam Darnold. He was. I said he'd be better than Mitch Trubisky. He was. I said he'd be better than Dwayne Haskins. Rest in peace. Dwayne Haskins. He was better than Dwayne Haskins. I said he'd be better than Dak Prescott. Of course, Philly500 uses that and says that Giants fans are delusional. I guess when you say Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones, you're not really going out on a limb. And I guess you're not going to worry about somebody clipping your video and saying, oh, we're delusional because I thought that Daniel Jones could be better than Dak Prescott. But at least I believed in my quarterback at the time enough to say, hey, I think he can be better than that. I heard no Eagle fans step up and say Jalen Hurts can be anything except for better than Daniel Jones, unless they want to go the Russell Wilson route, which is just hilarious because let's face it, he ain't Russell Wilson. He ain't close to Russell Wilson. He'll never be Russell Wilson. That's not even a comparison. Okay? Go because they both run the ball, because they both can run. Russell Wilson's 10 times better than Jalen Hurts will ever be. That's not even up for debate. So, I mean, I just find that whole debate interesting, and I don't understand why Philly fans consistently talk about Jalen Hurts being better than Daniel Jones. Again, I don't know if it's to rub it in or whatever. What I do know is, like I said, neither one of them are very good, and the Eagles should have a good year. They're the best team in the East as far as I'm concerned. I've picked them. I'm on record of saying I think they're going to win the division. I do think they'll win the division. I think that they have a really good offensive line. A.J. Brown. So I'm going to say this about Jalen Hurts, just like we all said this about Daniel Jones last year. There's no excuse. Jalen Hurts has much better receivers than Daniel Jones had, much better running back core than Daniel Jones ever had, and a much better offensive line than Daniel Jones ever had. Jalen Hurts definitely has more. I'm going to end the video with this, Philly500, Eagle fans. I'm going to end the video with this. If the roles were reversed, if Daniel Jones was an Eagle and Jalen Hurts was a New York Giant, would you be making the same argument? Would you be saying, oh, Jalen Hurts, the New York Giants quarterback Jalen Hurts is better than Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Daniel Jones? Think about that for a minute, because I don't think you'd make it. And that's how close I think both of those quarterbacks are. As a matter of fact, I think if the roles were reversed, you would have come out and said that Daniel Jones is better than Jalen Hurts. So don't be blind by your team's colors. Sit there and be objective. I am. It gets me in trouble sometimes with my own fan base, and I'm extremely objective about my team. But I am what I am. I'm not a homer. I'm a big-time fan. I root for my players. I love the guys that wear giant blue. But I'm always going to root for my team over my players. When my players are bad, I'm going to let you know they're bad. And when they're good, I'm going to let you know they're good. But I don't think you'd be making that video if the roles reversed. Anyway, that's all I got in this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bad Diggity Dizzle, gone. Peace.